stuck here. The cops won't bother me. I'm gonna take this bike out for a little bit, and I have just replaced the oil. Not the Chef Drive oil yet, but I did change the oil on the bike, and it feels pretty good. Now I want to actually see how it feels. This was the easiest oil change I've ever done on a motorcycle. Just absolutely incredible. The oil filter is there, and it's a reusable oil filter, and then the drain plugs in that same side, and the fill is right on the same side. So that's quite an incredible way of changing the oil. I don't think I've ever seen people as scared as I have today. Man, it just feels like people are absolutely frightened like crazy. Man, this windscreen is so nice to have. The ability to control it is extremely good. You know, one of the benefits of riding the FJR, especially today when it's a little chilly, is that, man, this wind protection on this thing is so good that it feels so much better having this than the NC700. The NC700 is like wind is just everywhere. You know, honestly, I am kind of worried about this COVID. I don't know if I told you guys, but my father just had surgery, and he is kind of in that spot where, you know, if he gets it, he could be in serious trouble. Despite him being healthy, I mean, he just had hernia surgery, so I'm a little worried. But this, I remember a while ago, you know, I've heard of the coronavirus for a while, and I never thought anything of it because it just felt like it was so far away, like it was a disease somewhere in China. Nothing was talked about by anybody here in the US. So it's it's something that we have to come into realization, because this happens quite a bit through people's lives, and we kind of live in a time where everything is good. You know, there's a good economy, there's no crazy diseases like the Black Plague, but we live in a planet that's, the timeline is extremely long, and our lives are short. It's hard to tell the things that happen that kill a lot of humans, and I think this is like a good wake-up call, because we often don't give a lot of budget to the CDC, and like we don't pay very much attention to these health scares, especially when they're happening in different countries. So when it comes here to us, and then we have to be quarantined, and you can't work, and then the economy just tanks. You know, I was thinking about just the politics of it. You know, there's a lot of people that are doing things extremely well, like Mario Cuomo. You know, he's on TV, and a lot of it comes across as like politicians just trying to be re-elected. You know, it's the same thing with Trump. I think he sees this as an opportunity to be good with the American people, and honestly I think he's done a good job despite this overwhelming force that's happening. I think he's done a decent job. I mean, just a few weeks ago he was saying it was a conspiracy, so, but now it's serious business. You know, automakers, Ford, GM are stopping production of vehicles to make breathing masks and respirators and all of these healthcare associated things. So, and they're volunteering. They weren't required to do it yet because Trump has not made it a requirement. One thing I've noticed about this apocalypse is that there's people on the road, and they're riding and driving, mostly drivers, really reckless, because there's very few police out on the road. So I don't know, I think people think they can just get away with it. Even though I'm riding my motorcycle, I'm being extremely careful. Look at this asshole. You know, it's amazing that people are so reckless when something like this is happening. But I don't know, it just seems a little grotesque, because even riding a motorcycle, I almost feel a little guilty, because if I get into an accident and I'm taken into an ambulance, it's kind of like in place of somebody that could be treated for this. So I feel kind of bad about that, but I'm also, this is my therapy. Yeah, this COVID-19 virus is affecting a lot of people. Jeez, it's incredible. There's like not that many people out. There's people walking. There's some people that are riding motorcycles like me. But in a way, I kind of need this. When you look at humans, we're kind of the same thing. We're a virus that's always trying to expand. So in a way, we're an organism unto ourselves, and we're just kind of latching on, trying to duplicate, because that's what we do. We colonize. We want to go to space. We're almost overpopulating the planet, and we're trying to find other planets. So that's where we are as a human species. Last big epidemic that we had was the Spanish flu, I believe, and that was a killer. Nowadays we have technology, we have a way to tell others what to do, we can regroup, but this virus is really smart. Imagine you could have the virus right now in your body for the next 2 weeks. You're not going to know, so you're going to go about your daily life and you're going to be giving it to other people. You're not going to know that you're giving it, because that's what this virus does. It's very smart. It's a smart virus, and a lot of it stems from us being selfish. We completely eat way too much as a species. I mean, just look at all the fat asses around. You know, in America, you drive across the United States and you'll see fat asses that are like 3 times the size of a normal human. We have too much. We throw away too much. And this virus started in these stupid wet markets where people buy disgusting food. Not even food, they just eat whatever. So it's amazing that we haven't gotten a virus sooner. You know, it seems like, oh, look at this, you can't even go in here. They closed this these fields. I'm kind of curious if there's going to be any positives to this virus. Oh, 90 miles an hour. I'm just gonna go here and pee really quick. Ugh. Look at that bike. It actually looks pretty darn good. Look at the gravel. In a way, when I have a dual sport, I'm not as worried about the gravel. But with this thing, Jesus, this is such a rocket. I am a little bit disinterested in the miles per gallon. You know, like, I know that people shouldn't really care too much about miles per gallon when riding a motorcycle. But for me, having an efficient bike is very important. I think that's why I like the NC. It's so much more efficient. Look at these type of roads when you like go up and down like this. Whoa, this is so nuts. Whoa, shit. The fuck? That guy was in the middle of the road. Holy shit, I could have killed that guy. Wow. That guy was in the middle of the road. Who the hell, what the fuck is that guy doing in the middle of the road? Most likely he was just jogging. Jesus. Jogging and then walking. In the middle of the fucking road. What the hell is he doing? Jesus. Imbecile. Well, I almost killed a guy. And by the way, that was the only time I decided to go fast on the motorcycle. And there's a fucking idiot jogging in the middle of the road. Great. Look at this. I used to have a car exactly like this. This Nissan 240SX. Man, that's a nice car. Mine was an automatic, but that's a very rare and cool car. I have not seen this one before, but from North Carolina. Wow. But I used to have one like this in red. That's a fantastic looking car. Alright, squids, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I know it's kind of dangerous out there, but stay safe, stay inside, and if you need to go outside, just go ride your motorcycle. I think you'll be safe with that. Alright, see you, squids. Bye. Kind of stuck here. The cops won't bother me.